Hello and welcome to Musical Intelligence. It's been a while since I've uploaded a gear review, so here's another weird guitar. This one's really hard to find any information on it. This would be the Jackson Super Light Soloist, which I have on me right now. First part, it would be specs, history and stuff like that. And then the second part will be me playing this guitar through my rig, the Peters amp and the Torpedo Capture X. So I will show you the guitar here. I will also screen share between my webcam, my talking head, and the pictures. I will not be taking it apart under the webcam. I've already got great shots of it, so I'll be showing those pictures, sharing those pictures with you of it. We'll go over the specs, how I feel about it, what it compares to, and then the second part, like I said, we'll be playing through it. So let me split this. Actually, before I do that, let me show it to you. So this is the baby, piano black, Seymour Duncan pups, inlays, headstock, back of the guitar, metal plate, string through, alright, neck through, locking tuners, again front last time, alright, so let me put it here, here we go, that's perfect. So let me share now. Full specs would be, if you look over here, right? USA Custom Shop. It is a custom shop. It's not a factory USA. Black mahogany gloss soloist. Neck through. It's not mentioned here, but it is neck through. 24 3/4 scale length. Ebony fingerboard. 22 frets, which is what I prefer 22 to 24. Inlays water pearl blocks with abalone eye, just like the King V, which this shares a lot of specs with. I'll go over that too after the pictures. Seymour Duncan TB4, so that'd be a Trembucker 4, and a SH1N in the neck. Controls volume, really simple, master tone, master volume, two-way blade, HH, ABM, hardtail, I'll go over that later on. Chrome, which is kind of weird, I would have gone for like triple threat black, black, but they went for chrome. Their pick. I bought it, it's a second-hand guitar. It dates it slightly before the Fender years from the serial numbers, but that's really weird science, because Fender does not have access to serial numbers before their acquisition of Jackson, and the serial database that's available on the internet is imprecise at best. So from what I gathered, this is from the serial number on it, it's a pre-Fender acquisition, which would be beginning of 2000. That's as close as I can get to it. So, all right, so pictures now. Let's do this. Good enough. So headstock, you've seen. Clean headstock. Back, a few scratches, a few nicks. It's a second-hand guitar, so to be expected. Knobs are really metal with some abalone dome on them. Here we go again. Feel free to pause the video, even if I don't give you permission to do it. A good shot with good lighting of the headstock. Those were pictures that were on the website that sold that guitar to the guy I bought it from. So they took better pictures than I would ever. If I put it for sale, I will take more recent pictures of it, but for the goal of this video and try to see what this guitar looks like, sounds like, and everything else, it's good enough for me. Actually, it's better than what I could do. Back of the neck, the pickups in question. So SH1N, TB4, so Seymour Duncan's. Difference between the pickups that are shown on these pictures and the pickups here. And it's looked like somebody tried to remove the white part on the zebra, well, the previous owner, with some steel wool, and failed miserably. But I double checked, and it's the same pickups. So he just, anyway, there's no explaining some people. Again, piano black, the case, form-fitting case for the inside of it. ABM bridge. Now, let me dive into that a little bit. Those are locking saddles. The screw you see on top locks the saddle into place once you've intonated it. And after that, if you go, there was one famous artist, which is the only one I can think of, that had a similar model. It was the guitar player, Mr. Joe Duplantier from Gojira, or Gojira, if you pronounce it in French. Now he has another model with, I believe it's Chavo, some kind of a Telecaster with twin humbuckers. But before he went to that, this was his model. So the difference between his signature model with Jackson and this one, first of all, the inlays. So if you look at the inlays here, there's nothing except for his band logo. And if I go a little further down in the video, I'll show you the biggest difference of them all. Do that. It's not the best. Here we go. Almost. All right. He's got the tunematic bridge instead of the ABM. His is a custom shop as well. So the headstock's the same. Fretboard, except for the inlay, is the same. Construction's the same. Same scale length. He lost a knob along the way, so his has one knob less of mine. So that, to me, that's minor. I mean, it's one hole less to deal with. But the biggest difference is the bridge. So that's his preference. I respect that. I like this one too. This one's fun by me. The thing is, the Jackson King V, which I did have at one point. Let me summon up the pictures for it. Go there. Sorry, I sold it, so I have to dig up the pictures a little bit. Here we go. This one here. Right. So the King V, and that's a very smudgy picture. Let me get something better. Here we go. The King V has the same bridge as the Gojira version. So string through. Well, string through pattern is different, but same tunematic. Locking bridge. Same pickups again. Hate those pickups. I understand why Jackson is in love with Seymour Duncan Zebras, but I can't stand them. And same knobs as mine. Again, pickup selectors, they're a little bit different. So the King V is this way. The King V's got the same headstock. Same thing, minus the Jackson Custom Shop part. So here's the Custom Shop. Same thing. Same neck construction. If I go further on the King V's pictures, I sold this King V. You see the serial number there. I don't have it anymore, so I don't care. So the strap pin placement on the King V is at the junction of the neck and the body. Would be right here. On the SLS, it's right here. But it's a neck through as well with wings. Same thing. And the other difference with the King V is that the King V has that route that goes all the way through the body for the wire, for the pickup wiring to plug the jack input on the upper horn as opposed to plugging it on the treble side horn. But the essence of the construction between the King V and this is the same, meaning neck through, sorry, that's cosmetic of the King V. So neck through, ebony board, shark eye inlays, locking tuners, headstocks the same, and then obviously the difference is the side of the wings that they glue to that setup. So again, so that's the comparison between the King V, the SLS, and the Gojira version. I haven't seen one of these for sale. I saw a few like mine, but with different color variations, which like amber here, or what they call amber burst. So same ABM bridge. Top of the knobs is white, so I'm assuming mother of pearl as opposed to abalone. Same inlays. It's cool color, it's cool setup. I think it's a little bit classier than all black. Those weren't the original pickups. I'm assuming he replaced the Seymour Duncans. Good for him or her. So headstock, but no custom shop. That's a factory if you compare it to this one, which says custom shop. So that'd be a factory guitar. All right. So they're really hard to come by. Really, really, really hard to come by. So if I go back to the specs, that's the store. Why they call it the super light soloist is that it weighs 7 pounds. It is a really comfortable guitar. It's got a really wide and I'm not going to say fat. It's not Ibanez Wizard skinny. It's skinnier than the Hammer Chaparral that I've reviewed in a previous video. So it's not as bulky as that, but it's wider. So doing chords, doing finger picking is actually possible on this guitar. It's not made for that, but you can do it as opposed to a Kramer and Ibanez Prestige and stuff like that. So this is, by Prestige I mean the Jams, the RGs. So this is a really good wide guitar for people that want to shred that have decent sized hands. Here's a different version. Again, this one sold. Same thing in natural, not a custom shop, factory unit. This might be actually a rosewood board as opposed to ebony. I'm not sure. Hard to say. So anyway, so gives you an idea of the worth of these guitars, you know. Obviously, if you call at Jackson right now and try to get it to sell it to you, it'd probably be worth about $6,000 to $7,000 Canadian, or at least $5,000 US. And with COVID inflation and recession and everything like that, it's probably even worth more than that. If, that's a big if they can still make it. Now, like I said, this was a model that predates Fender acquiring Jackson. So let me go back to split screen for a second. Let's get this one here. I don't know if it's still up. Let's go. No listing for this product right now. So it says 2003 to 2005. Reverb is not the most accurate source of guitar production, because I go by that, 2003 to 2005, and then Fender acquisition of Jackson. It's right after that, if I remember correctly. Owned by Fender, Jackson Guitars. Company was acquired by Fender in 2002. So I know those were available before Fender was acquired, because my King V, which is built on the same template as this, was about 2001 from the serial number that was on it. The serial number was earlier than this one. So if it was built while Fender acquired Jackson, it was probably like the very first year while they were still making this. Now this is discontinued. I cannot think of a single other Jackson right now that offers this bridge setup. It's either going to be Tunematic with string through or Floyd Roses. So I'm assuming that went the way of the Dodo. So if you were to call Jackson or go to a Jackson retailer and custom shop order one, you'd probably have an easier time ordering it with the Tunematic, just like the King V and the Gojira version of this guitar, than you would with the ABM, which to me personally is not a problem. If I look at this one out of curiosity, right? So he swapped the EMGs for it, but same thing. He's asking $18.99 USD. Is this a factory guitar? I think it says custom shop on it. Let's check. Custom shop. So black, not triple black, double black. Black pickups and black guitar. So he's removed the pickups. Custom shop, just like this. Right. It's close to mine. Yeah, it's very close to mine. So, in serial number. So let's see what he says about his. Comes along with original straight case, pickups, Duncan 24/3 scale, minor dings, no major wear. He sold it for $2,400 8 years ago. Again, let me emphasize that. 8 years ago, he sold it for that amount of money. Year 90s. Not sure about that. I am not sure about that. So most of the information on the internet will point to this being made before Fender acquired it. But if it's a Fender-made guitar, then it's one of the very few last ones of this model, because they really do not have this available anymore. So again, I'll present it in front to the webcam. Warts and all. I cleaned it up a lot. There's still, I can't do anything about the polishing and the scratches. I'd have to go to a luthier for it. And then the next part of this video will be tone test through clean and heavy tube amp channels. Now let me do you a favor. Close this part of the screen so you don't get the weird reflection. Let's close the other part. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, so neck. Headstock. Tuners. Back of neck. Neck through. Ferrules. Control cavity. So see you in the tone test of this video. Bye for now. So welcome to the tone test version of the Jackson SLS Superlight Soloist. I'll be going through clean channel and dirt channel of my Peters amp. I'll be going through, that amp is plugged directly to a Torpedo Captor X. I normally have an Electro Voice 12-inch 200-watt Black Shadow behind the Captor X, but I've muted it, so the only tone you'll get will be through the Captor X and the different IR impulse responses emulation I have in it. So I'll be adapting the output level on a few of these cabs because I normally use it with different guitars than this one. So the output might be a bit messy from one to the other, so I'll try to maximize it so you get the best tone impression of the guitar you can. And before I go any further, if you haven't seen the Mockingbird videos, I'll show you again what the Peters looks like and the way it's set up. I've put on the gain channel, which is going to be the top layer on it, everything at noon. So all tones, gain, presence, and so on. On the clean channel, I've put the master 3/4 in, so that'd be 3 o'clock, or like 7.5 out of 10. And the gain channel is at 3 o'clock, so 2.4 to 3.5. So I'm trying to go for maximum clean, the most Fender-like clean I can get, although it doesn't sound nowhere near like a Fender as a clean amp. So let me grab the camera and show you the Peters, the way it's set up right now. Here we go. So like I said, everything at noon, dirt channels on top. The boost is not on. I might activate it, but I'll let you know ahead of time if I do. All right, let's do this. We get squared again. All right. Before I go any further, I'm going to mute my speakers, or at least lower the volume on them so they don't leak into my voice microphone. All right? Neck pickup clean channel. That's what I meant to say. This is one of my IR. Let's switch IR to the different one. All right, I'll take the gate out. All right, I'll see what level of this is. I'll remove the reverb. All right, let's do this again. The first 3 are for clean channel, so that's the only 3 IRs I'll use. This. Gate is off, reverb's off. Let's check the level. Channel. No, I don't think anyone would buy this guitar to listen to the bridge pickup on a clean channel, but I'll do it regardless. So bridge pickup on this, and I'll go in reverse. So same IR, bridge pickup. Sorry, let me do both. So both pickups in. try a different IR. And go back to both pickups. Previous IR. Okay. Both pickups. Bridge pickup. Different IR, both pickups. The first one, which is actually my favorite one. All right. Didn't go according to plan. Here we go. So to be consistent, I'll remove the gate and the reverb. Here we go. Let's do this again. Reference, neck pickup again. Bridge pickup. Both. Got great sustain, great sustain on the clean channel. All right, so let me turn the volume down. Go to the back of the Peters. Go to gain. Where is it? Here we go. Now let's go to the IRs for the dirt. Okay. So again, I might be matching and removing the gate I'm leaving on because it's an old house. So I'll take the reverb off as much as I can. All right, so neck pickup, IR, like I showed you in the Peters, everything's at noon. Sorry, the gain's at noon, the master's at noon. Neck pickup, different IR. Volume all the way out. Again, different IR. call it wet, but I'll remove the reverb for the sake. Ooh, that's a little hot. Just a little bit. All right, let's do that. Initial IR, go to both pickups and together. Right. And remove the reverb again. I'm leaving the gate in. I need to. All right. So middle position, volume all the way out, master all the way out. Pickups together. Yeah. Second, let's remove the reverb, stick down a little bit. All right, here we go again. Too much into that song for some copyright reasons. All right, so first original metal / hard rock IR, bridge position. I'll try to match as much as I can. And let's remove the reverb again. There you go. All right. So this is probably the reason why people want to buy this guitar. Do the best I can to match volumes. Let's go through the open chords. E. Some bar chords, C, bottom, G, 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 E minor, D, next one. Louder. Let me take it down a little bit. Yeah, that should be good. G at the bottom. E minor. While we're at it. I need to practice. That's what this means. And then the next IR is, here we go. Heavy wet. Remove the reverb and check. Match again. All right. Back up. It's a little hotter. This setup is a little hotter. It's my favorite cab to emulate. So again, I'll take a few dB off. If I do -1, let's try that. Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's better for levels. So E. A. D. G. Here we go. C with G at the bottom. E minor. Onyx. And the gates fighting with it. And I'm not trying to play the tune. I'm just demonstrating the guitar. Please don't get on me for the down picking, which is not down picked. Alright, so like I said, this is my favorite IR. So I'll stick with this IR and play around with the knobs on the amp. Cut the mid, raise the presence and the treble, and add some gain, add some master. So presence a little bit up, mid a little cut down. I know you can't see it. All right, let's try this again. So I took about 2 notches off the mid, added a couple notches on the high. Let me grab the cap. It'll be better if I show you. There we go. Here's what this looks. It's good. Here's what I did compared to full note. All right. Let's put this back here. Now, if I put my reverb back in, which I kind of like, I think it's a good setup. Hopefully this helps you out. If you were more informed, if you weren't